Hi guys, my name is Lunar. Welcome to this Overwatch 15 Things You Didn't Know About video, where we explore facts, secrets, and lore for some of the most interesting games. If you haven't done so already, check out my similar videos for Skyrim Special Edition. Overwatch is not like a regular shooter. With over 20 characters and many maps to choose from, the game has many secrets to reveal. Each character has a unique backstory and history that makes the game dynamic and interesting to play. However, that gives us loads of cool stuff to discover, and we can explore some of that mystery in this video with 15 things you might not know about Overwatch. So let's jump into number 1. The payload, or the limo in Hollywood, belongs to a famous director, Alfred Glitchbot, who is based on a famous director, Alfred Hitchcock. When the payload is moving through the movie set for the Six Gun Killer, the camera stationed there will follow the payload as if it were filming just like a movie. Also within this map, within the Mandarin Theatre, prices for refreshments are in the hundreds of dollars, ranging from 100 for a large soda or candy to 1,000 for a family feast. Maybe this movie theatre is just a big ripoff, or maybe it's a reflection of inflation due to the Omnic crisis. Volskaya Industries has an Easter egg in the distance, a giant robot dancing. Also in this map, near the first point, there is a large mural of Zarya on the wall. I've played this game for hundreds of hours and managed to only discover this recently. Also, Zarya has 512 tattooed on her upper left arm. This is a reference to her record weightlifting number, which is 512 kilograms. The character Zarya is based off an actual Blizzard employee named Tamara, who is from Russia and is a character designer in the game. Zarya's Russian accent is also deliberately exaggerated for some reason. If the game's spoken language is actually set to Russian, her accent is substantially softer. Finally, Zarya's voice line, "I will break you," is a reference to a line said by Ivan Drago in Rocky. In Eichenwald, on the Hunting Lodge fireplace mantel, there is a diagram depicting a variety of local bird species. The largest of these birds is the same species as Ganymede, the feathered companion of Bastion. Near the second spawn point of the defending team in the castle, there is a bonfire with a sword stuck into it, a direct reference to the video game Dark Souls, in which the players can save their game and replenish their health at the bonfires. It is located upstairs next to a large health pack, so a fun Easter egg for anyone who's played Dark Souls. In New Bani, the board of arrivals and departures for various locations around the world are actual locations of Blizzard and Activision headquarters. The location New Bani was built shortly after the Omnic crisis, as it is one of the only places where humans and Omnics have the same rights. Hanzo's quote, "I choose you, Spirit Dragon," is a reference to the Pokemon quote, "I choose you." Hanzo and Genji were originally the same character, who was a cyborg assassin who wielded a neon green sword and a bow and arrow. Blizzard gave the character too many ninja moves that they liked, so they decided to split the character in two, with Genji and his brother Hanzo. An interesting thing about Genji in the game is that he can also unlock other heroes' achievements. He can unlock Ana's naptime achievement by deflecting an enemy's Ana's sleeping dart into another enemy. Genji can deflect ultimate abilities from McCree, Pharah, Reaper, Soldier 76, Tracer, Bastion, Hanzo, Mei, Roadhog, and Zarya, and unlock any of their achievements if the requirements are met doing so. So if you're trying to achievement hunt, then playing Genji might be a good idea. Mei's listed age is 31, but after being stranded in Antarctica without communication to the outside world, she entered cryostasis for 10 years until she was rescued, so that would actually make her 41. Blizzard also had a recurring theme that in every game at least one character will have an ability called Blizzard, and in this case it was Mei. Mei started as a character called Frostbite and drew inspiration from ice carving festivals in northern China. She was also originally meant to be a bounty hunter as well. In D.Va's Game On emote, it shows her eating and drinking snacks which resemble Mountain Dew and Doritos, and the screen features text saying over 9,000 donations, a reference obviously to over 9,000 from Dragon Ball Z. In the Korean version of the game, D.Va is the only hero not to have her name written in the Korean alphabet. This is likely because D.Va's name is stylized similar to Korean idols, who often have their stage names romanized. D.Va is also the youngest Overwatch hero at age 19, while Reinhardt is the oldest at 61. Reinhardt is a compound of old Germanic words rein, meaning pure, and heart, meaning heart, so the literal translation of his name is pure heart. One interesting thing about Reinhardt and his shield ability, even if his shield only has 1 health left, it will absorb all the damage from any hit, no matter how powerful. So for example, if D.Va were to use her self-destruct, even if Reinhardt's barrier only had 1 health, all of your teammates can hide behind it, the shield would absorb all the attack, even at 1 health remaining. So an interesting thing to know. During the early stages of the alpha, Bastion had a completely different ultimate. His old ultimate used to be called Remote Mine, where he could deploy a remote control car that buried itself into the ground, rapidly firing with enemies walk past. However, obviously that got changed for the final game. Bastion's tiny yellow bird is named Ganymede, as we spoke about earlier, named after the young Trojan prince known for his beauty from Greek mythology. Bastion's configurations are perhaps a reference to the way robots are able to transform into vehicles, weapons, and other machines in Transformers. Also, Bastion's voice may be a reference to Bumblebee from Transformers as well, as both use mechanical noises and whistles instead of human speech to talk. Some people think that Symmetra's design may be a reference to the Portal game series. Her weapon and armor resemble a portal gun after all. And of course her ultimate is also a portal, which is the same shape and color like a blue portal that you make with a portal gun, and from the enemy's perspective it looks like an orange portal, which is also produced from the portal gun in Portal. So it could just be coincidence, but we think not. Widowmaker's tattoo on her right arm reads Cauchemar, which is French for nightmare. Widowmaker's physiology was altered to slow her heart, which turned her skin blue and purple. Due to her brainwashing, Widowmaker is very detached from her sentiment. She shows no mercy for her targets, no matter what they are, and she also has a love for killing. However, some evidence suggests that she's not completely emotionless. For example, when she's revived by Mercy, sometimes she will call her husband's name. During early development, Pharah was originally called Rocket Queen. Pharah's design, which includes the Egyptian Eye of Horus around her eye and similar armor to a falcon, she resembles the Egyptian falcon god Horus, god of the sky and protector of the pharaoh. Pharah's quote, "Dead or alive, you're coming with me," a reference to the film RoboCop, in which the quote is said by the main character. Pharah is stronger on console than on PC because opponents cannot flick up to check the sky for her. This means that flying ambushes are more likely to succeed. You might think the canteens around Junkrat's neck are actually filled with water, however they're actually filled with milk tea with boba, or bubble tea. The Riptire was originally a large, shoulder-mounted homing missile. Junkrat's frag grenade resembles cricket balls, which ties into his character's nationality because cricket is Australia's national sport. His second name, being Fox, is possibly a reference to Guy Fawkes, the British traitor who tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament. On King's Road, Junkrat may say, "Remember, remember, what the heck was I saying again?" is a reference to the Guy Fawkes poem and Gunpowder Plot. Jesse McCree is a lead game designer at Blizzard and is the basis of McCree's appearance. McCree's revolver is based on the cult Python from Half-Life 1. In-game, the move Deadeye shot can be blocked by the bodies of enemy players. This means that the heroes with larger bodies can potentially sacrifice themselves to protect their teammates. This is particularly the case for D.Va, who can quickly boost to McCree's position and will be able to call in another mech after it's destroyed. McCree's gun has one of the best trade-offs of accuracy to fire rate and damage in the game. He can cause severe damage by aiming at critical regions. This makes him especially effective against D.Va because of her enlarged critical hit area. Before the end of the beta, loot boxes themselves came in various qualities, reflected by their glows. Glowing blue for rare, purple for epic, and yellow for legendary. After calculating and taking duplicates into account, a player needs to open approximately 888 boxes to own every item which exists in the base game, excluding post-release and limited time items. Loot box items are decided once they are obtained, meaning that you cannot save loot boxes until new items come out, as they will only get what was available at the time. Well guys, there we have it, 15 things you might not know about Overwatch. I admit that this video is way more than 15 facts, it's probably more like 50, but I grouped smaller ones together. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments. Also, if you do know any facts yourself, then let me know by message on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. It's impossible for everyone to not know all the facts obviously in these videos, but even if you heard just one that you didn't know already, then hit the like button, I appreciate the support. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day guys, and I will see all of you next time for another 15 things you didn't know about.